Hi, and my name is Camille, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about some cute dresses that I'm about to make. I currently own a shop on Etsy, and I own a shop on Depop. It's called 1978 Boutique. I'm very much inspired by, retro fashion and also the, futuristic vibes that were, of that time, like that kind of were projected to be like now, but like sadly, right now it's a little bit, let's say, dystopian, and I'm making the fashion that should be currently now mainstream, let's just say. So yes, thank you for that, listening to that statement. Anyways, I am going to make these. I'm going to make a dress to impress mini dress. It's going to be a boat neck with a backless like design here. It's going to be very sexy. Then a cowl neck backless gown. Yes. And it's going to be a lot of fun to make. I have some fabric from Joann's before they went out of business. So I got it like luckily on a discount, and this can be recreated with lots of other fabric that are similar. But yeah, I can't wait to make this. I'm sorry if I don't put out videos like regularly or often. I do have a day job, full-time, working in fashion, and I'm very lucky to also have my day job in fashion. However, I am not a fashion designer full-time, but I would like to be. So I'm hoping that this channel will help push me leaning towards more that direction and supplement the income to do my art more. So yes, lastly, here's the image. And here is my machine. It's a gem gold. This is my other machine. It's my brother embroidery machine. I'll have more about that later in the video. This is my sketch pad behind me. It's my little like workbench, if you will. And yeah, let's get started on this, guys. Thank you. So here we are, we're getting it started, and this is my pattern of what I want to do. Basically, so this is the first dress, and this is the back of what I kind of want, and it will be elongated here. Sorry, I know I didn't stain these before I got them on the camera, but here's kind of like the length that I want, and luckily it fits the size of this table. So what I'm gonna do is, this is the original pattern, and I've used this pattern for all my other dresses that I've made, because this is my perfect length, and this is actually an old American Apparel dress that I got about over 10 years ago. I'm gonna say like in 2023 or something, 2022, I don't know. Or no, sorry, 2013. Oh my gosh. But I love this. It's made in the USA and it fits me perfectly, and I use it for all my patterns, and I'm going to be using it for this. So basically I'm going to remove the sleeve, well, not from this, but I'm going to not have the sleeves, and then I'm going to then use this as my length, because this material is similar to the material that I will be using, which is this. And I love this fabric. I've used this fabric before for a two-piece set, and yeah, I'm in love with this fabric. And for the other dress, I'm going to use this fabric. So, ta-da! This will be dress number 1, however, and this will be dress number 2. Because I love this blue and this black. Or tell me what you think. Maybe I could use that for this small one and that for the other dress. Seeing it on camera. Maybe I could use this fabric instead. Oh, you know. I am definitely one who changes their mind often, but I love these fabrics. Yeah. And then, so for the, basically the back, you see this, how it's like this, that is how the string will be. And I'm trying to decide if I want to put grommets here or if I want to have it be like more like this. But we'll find out. And I don't know. I think I'm still deciding between these two. But let me know in the comments. I think I'll get to cutting in my next clip. Stay tuned. All right, guys, here we are. I chose this fabric and so I am ready to sew this, or sorry, cut this. Cutting is for me the scariest part of the project. This is a little bit stretchy, so I folded it in half here. That way, you know, when I cut one side, I cut another. So basically, I have these, which are some other patterns. Too bad I don't have any that I can use right now at the moment. That's why I just use like usually like an old t-shirt or old dress or something like that as like my pattern, because you know, it can be a little bit more difficult like reading these. It can take more time. I don't even know how to read these, which is a little bit funny, but yeah, they're all right. This is how I know how to sew, by using just patterns like this, and this way works for me. I mean, I've sewn everything that I have using just kind of like an old dress or old pair of pants or whatever, you know. And so yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow a little bit of seam allowance here at the bottom. That's why I don't have it exactly right here at the edge. And then I'm going to go along the sides here, leaving a little bit of room, and then I'm going to stop right here. I might also pin this down here so that way when I'm cutting it doesn't move around too much. And then once I stop here, I'm going to then sort of pin it, see how it fits on my body, and then if it fits right, I'm going to go ahead and hem it and start making the strings. All right, so let's do it. We can do this, guys. Thank you. All right, so as you can see, I cut it out and I gave it some seam allowance. However, I wish I gave it a little bit more, but that's okay. It's still, it fits me, which is good. I safety pinned it, and I mean, this fabric is stretchy, not too stretchy, but it's like if I sew this now and then I make it so it's backless, it probably will come, you know, on and off pretty easily. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the right sides together and start sewing. All right, everyone, it's me again. I know I have started sewing and I just want to update a little bit about what has happened. So I started sewing and I realized, oh crap, I don't have the right color thread. And it is kind of hard to get the right color thread. Apparently I bought some online, still waiting for it to come in the mail, but I just went and I got some at my local Michael's. I got some of this Coats and Clark, and they are made in Mexico. But what I am gonna get, and this is like going forward, what I prefer, what was in my machine, I prefer this, it's called, whoa, come on, focus. Yeah. It's Gutterman and it's made in Germany. But I'm gonna get that, and it's much better quality, and it's actually cotton, and so that will be coming in the mail. Also, I realized one of my machines is better for sewing stretch fabrics, and one of my machines is better for sewing more like heavy duty things like cotton and denim and thicker material. And my brother machine is better for sewing more like the lighter items. So for a while I was trying to figure that out, and boy oh boy, yes, time was wasted. Let's just say that. I know no one likes doing that, but I have began to sew, and now I'm working on some of these, which are little strings, and we have to you know, put them inside out and loop them around. I know it doesn't really make sense that much, but basically I sew them and then I turn the fabric inside out, and that process can take a little while. There are other ways of doing this, of making strings that are going to be the strings of the dress that fasten in the back. But yeah, I don't know. I like making them this way. I feel like this is the way that I make them, like for my bikinis and stuff like that, is more like, it's kind of more like that, and that's the way that I typically make them. So I want to continue doing it that way, but here we go. I'm going to start sewing, and hopefully this time it actually will go better. All right, let's go. Okay, so I sewed this side right now, and I've pinned this down, and I'm just showing you so you know where I'm at. Also, here is my brother machine, and this is the setting that I have it at for sewing. And yep, we're going to now get started on sewing the other side. Okay, so this is the dress on, and I have already completed the stitching. I like it, right? It's pretty cool. So now I'm going to put a pin in the back for how low I want it to go for the backless. And basically I'm going to cut like a V shape, and then I'm going to add the straps here, and it actually came out pretty good. You know, it started to stretch more when I put it on than when I had the safety pins, oddly enough, right? But I wish I kind of cut more fabric so that I could have sewed it a little bit different along the sides. However, yeah, oh no, I like it. It's pretty good. All right, I'm just showing how I do the loop turner, and right now I have these fabrics now facing right sides together, so that when I do the loop turning, it will come out looking like this. And I like to use a nice big safety pin like this, and I just like pin it to the end of the fabric and turn it inside out, and then I keep pushing it all the way through, and then when that happens, this starts to pull, and then it will come out the other end like this. And yeah, it doesn't take too much time, and that's why it's nice to use like a big safety pin like this rather than a small one, because I've done it before with a small one and it can take a while, but with this one it is pretty nice. So all right, we are almost done making the loops, and I'll show you a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna try to show you how I do this, and then basically that is how you do it, and then you keep pushing, and then this fabric here is going to turn inside out. And now that I have done the cutout for the back and did 14 inches on each side of this triangle, now we are going to hem this all and then attach the string to the top here and put in our grommets. All right, so I just want to show the hemming and what I have done so far. So this is how I double hem it. I fold it over twice like this, and then here is how I pin it. I have pinned it all around, and same with the bottom here. And we are on this final stage now. I like to do this instead of the serger because I feel like this is a little bit more detailed, and it just kind of gives me a little bit more like control. Using a serger is nice, however, but I currently don't have a serger, so that is why I just do it this way instead. It works just as well. This is like probably more the old school way of doing it. And yeah, it comes out looking great as well. Yeah. So on to the last stage, guys. All right, guys, I cannot help but brag right now. I am so happy with how this is turning out. Like, what? Did I actually sew that? Like, I did it so perfectly right here, like folding it over. You may think that doesn't look great, but that was hard, okay? On the sewing machine, oh my goodness. I'm folding it over double like that. Ugh, it is hard, guys. Like, this is why people just throw it in the serger, and all the clothes that you see nowadays are all serged up from top to bottom, okay? Because no one wants to put the hard work in to actually do this anymore, okay? But I'm so glad. Looks beautiful. I love it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do some loopy holes instead of grommets, because this fabric is thin and I don't want these grommets to just like fall out of this garment. So what I'm gonna do is actually put some loopies here, 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 here. What I mean by loopies is it's gonna be kind of like the string where it's like gonna loop. That's what a loopy is. That's what I call it. But yeah, all right. And so, sorry, not the final stage, but we are getting close. And yep, here it is. Boom, 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 boom. All right, thank you. All right, hi. So this is what I mean by loopy things, is I'm gonna take this string and loop it, and it's gonna be like a little thing. And then that is going to then loop. See? Like that. Yeah, and I also just want to feature my beautiful face because I have not been able to be on the camera that much for this video because I've been so busy sewing. I know. So, all right, we are about to get done with this garment, and I'm so glad because I am trying to finish one garment per month. Very ambitious of me. Don't know if it's possible, but we are trying our best, and we're not doing bad, I must say. So, yeah. All right. Hopefully next time I see you, we will have this dress put together, all done. All right. Yes. All right, so I went ahead and pinned the back. I hope that you are able to see that. It is a little bit difficult to get it in the mirror, but basically that is what I've done to kind of get the right area so that this doesn't bunch up. Sorry, I know I did a whole bunch of weird filming there. Okay, please excuse the state of this room. All right, thank you. All right, so I have gotten done with the dress now. And here is the back. Yay. Hold on. Can you see? Anyways, I will do better photos at the end of the video, but I am absolutely in love with my dress. Woohoo! So yeah, I'll go and show the details of the way that I did the back, and then I'll also do a little bit more of the photos for the front. Yay! All right, so here I have the details of the dress, and I will show you a little bit more here. So this is the inner stitching. Let's say I did double fold the entire dress like this, which did take a little bit more skill and time. However, I spent a lot of time sewing this, and I did want the inner part to look just as good as the outer. So that's why I did that. And it's pretty complicated to get on. Not extremely, but just because this fabric is a little bit like vinyl, it's much easier to put it on overhead rather than put it on underneath. Meaning, like, you know, to put this on, it helps to have two people, honestly, but if you're putting it on yourself, you can. I just put it on myself right now, and basically you just like get your arm underneath here, you put it on, and then the other arm, and it's pretty stretchy. So yep, there we go. I'm very, very pleased with this dress. It is probably one of my crown jewels right now, along with my sequin dresses, which I didn't film myself making those because they were very complicated and it was before I had this equipment. But yeah, thank you all for watching.